To whoever stumbles upon this video, good day. I'm here to show you how to get your Galaxy Tab A7 Lite out of a deep discharge state. Now what that means is the battery in this thing has been discharged for a long period of time, long enough to where it's so dead that it's unable to keep a charge. What happens is, at least with me, I plug it in and, well, it's been sitting for like 3 months or more. And I plug it in and the screen goes on like it's charging, but the current that draws is apparently too much to where it kills the battery instantly, and then it's stuck in an infinite cycle of the screen lighting up, showing that it's charging, and then dying immediately. So it never really gets to a state where it can, charge itself. So this is going to involve opening up the back of the tablet. It's not anything too complicated though. What you're going to need is a tool. Preferably a plastic one, but you might need a metal one like this to start, as I'm going to show, and a screwdriver with a small enough bit to where you won't strip out the screws on the inside. And you might need a pair of tweezers, and you're definitely going to need something to open up the SIM cards, preferably a tool or a paper clip or something, and that's actually going to be the first step here. So again, I've looked throughout the web to try to find this, and I pretty much had to just open it up and wing it myself, and it actually worked. So now I'm making this video so somebody actually doesn't have to spend as much time with it as I did. So what you're going to want to do, put the SIM card tool into the card reader, press down, and it should have a little click, and it pops right out. And this is going to stay out, this tray is going to stay out until we put it back together at the end. So you can put those two things aside. Now we're going to want to take a tool. Now I'm using a metal one just to start off. Again, it could damage the plastic, so you want to be careful. But just to get the first tab, yes, there are tabs on here. It's not glued or anything. Thank you, Samsung. You're going to want to start right under this SIM card reader here. You're going to want to kind of pry, and I work my way leftwards until the first tab pops out. It's a little bit difficult. See here. There we go. There we go. Okay, you can see here it's kind of separated a little bit. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it's kind of separated a little bit. And now I'm going to take my plastic tool, and I'm going to go around and pop out all the tabs all around the tablet. Again, it's where this plastic meets the screen here. And you want to be kind of careful. As you can see here, I've nicked my finger my first attempt to film this. But I'm just going to take the plastic, put it in between the screen and the back of it. And I'm going to want to move along and pop out all of these tabs. But around the corners here, there we go. It's a little difficult, but it just takes a little bit of time. It's also a bit awkward because I'm trying to show it on camera. Pop all these out here, and I believe that's it for this one. So, oh, it just popped out. Now your battery, unlike mine, will probably have a black piece of tape here that keeps it in place, or adhesive that keeps it in place. I took mine out because, again, I was kind of winging it, and I didn't really know what I had to do at first, but now I figured out how to fix this, so you don't need to take the battery out. And actually, for me, I have to worry about it flopping out when I open it every time now. But now you're going to want to take your screwdriver, it's all the same size, and you're going to see, let me pull this up here. You're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that you're going to want to take out. Because what we're trying to access here, all we're doing is taking this off so we can unplug this, put the cover back on, and charge it up. Because this connects it to the screen and everything. Well, this is USB power. I'll show you in a minute. So I'm just going to take all these screws out. Alright. Now that we got that situated, we should be able to just, pop this right off. Just set this aside. And here is where the magic happens. So, we want to remove this right here. And really, you don't even need tweezers. You can just do it with your finger. It's this one right here. Now this one to the left, here, let me try to focus this here. Alright, this one to the left, or to the right, this is the, I was just taking this out to show you. This is the USB power. So you don't want to remove that. It says V, you can't see it, but it says V bus. And I looked that up, and that's how I determined to leave this one plugged in. Usually means it's USB power. Alright. So now what we're going to want to do is take this, kind of leave it flipped up so we can put this back in. Take a minute there. There we go. And now we just screw everything back in. Alright, so now that that's on, what we're going to want to do is put the cover back on, just for protection, and I'm not sure if it works or if it'll charge with the cover off or not, but I just do this anyways because it's going to be left somewhere to charge for a little bit. So what I do is you just kind of want to popped all of this back on. Just gets a little difficult. If this is not working, so if you're unable to get it on, you might want to pop this back off again. So yeah, ideally we want the connector to be like this. I mean, I guess it might be fine if it's like that, but that might be what was just messing me up with trying to put this on. So I'm going to try to snap it back in again. I'm going to start at the top this time, maybe push it that way. And it looks like it's all snapped in now. That's great. So again, do not put the SD card or the SIM card tray back in. I accidentally did that while preparing for this video, and it was, let's just say, not an easy task to get out again. So for the sake of not breaking your tablet, keep this in a safe place along with whatever you use. Well, actually, just for safe measure, you won't need to use that again if everything goes well. But at this point, the screen should be disconnected from the battery, and now we're going to want to plug a USB-C cable into this and leave it between 8 and 12 hours. Now again, it might not take that long. I left mine overnight, so that's my estimate, but I read online that you're supposed to leave it on if it's in a deep discharge state like this for quite some time. When I did it, it was actually at 100% when I turned it back on. But better safe than sorry, I suppose. So we're just going to pretend that I plugged this in for 8 hours or 8 to 12 hours, because again, I already fixed this one, and we'll see you until then. Alright, so now this has been, well, ideally that you would have charged this for between 8 to 12 hours, and it should be at 100% honestly at this point. or at least enough to turn on. So we're going to want to do the same process again of opening it up. Alright, now again, we're going to remove this, and all we're going to do is ensure that this connector right here is fastened. Make sure it's fully connected, it's fully pressed in here. And now your tablet should be able to get it out of that deep charge or a deep discharge state. Let me put these screws back in. Alright, that's back in, and let me just say, I think the days of me opening this up and putting it back together again are limited. Oh, you're not able to focus on that. The part came off, so just try to be careful. I don't think it's anything too important, because it's one of those things that just connects to the case. It might just be a grounding thing. So, just pop this back in, and at this point, should be able to put the SD card slot back in. Let me just go around and okay, pop this in. And now for the moment of truth. Now I did this last time, it freaked me out a little bit because it took a second. Oh, there we go, it just went right on. For some reason it took a second to do on it, so just hold the button for a little bit. Again, it shouldn't take too long, but you know, minute or two probably at maximum until should turn on. But that's going to be pretty much it. Again, I'm sure somebody else out there could probably make a higher quality video of this, but I decided to compose this because of a lack of information on the internet pertaining to this particular device, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. So, yep, there we go, on the home screen like normal. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it was helpful, and it at least saved one other person the time it took me to, you know, mess around with it.